That in turn makes your skin healthier, amongst other things. So we're talking about the whole picture: skin, weight loss, of course. I think everyone knows that.
Joint.
Yeah, and then kind of overall also joint health. Welcome back to the Circee Health Pod. Today we are back again in our lovely Pennsylvania backyard amphitheater for
actually a lawn, but yes.
slash lawn.
Nice
and we're going to jump right back into part 2 of our ability appropriate exercises for maximum health benefits. So we're back today with part 2. I know you've been
eagerly
up
waiting
all night waiting to hear what we were going to talk about. So we're back.
So where did we leave it the last time?
I think we were talking about the different categories of exercise and some examples of each.
Good. What about the how can people get motivated to do this? Because honestly, I'm being very honest here. I hate exercising even now. Till I finish the exercise, I feel like, I don't want to do it. And then once I finished with it, I'm like, I should have done this before.
Yeah, after your wife has been jabbing you in the ribs to do it,
yes,
then you realize it's not too bad, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
But even I actually enjoy exercise, but as with many things, being a ADHD child turned into an adult, I need to plan and motivate myself. So like we like to talk about ourselves, I'll give you some examples of what works for us to motivate and plan, I guess. So one thing I've been doing for a while now is to actually put myself in my workout clothes. So if I'm planning to exercise in the afternoon, instead of, and this is of course having the benefit of being able to work from home too. So I know not everyone has this benefit, but if you're able to work from home, dress in your exercise clothes first thing in the morning, and then if you're like me, you'll feel guilty about not taking them off when they're all sweaty and disgusting. Why would you waste a perfectly good set of exercise clothes if you haven't even used them? So that's how I motivate myself, at least with the clothes part. Or if you like to get up early in the morning, set the clothes out, or even sleep in them for goodness sake. Just really put on that Catholic guilt, which I'm really good at, and don't waste those clothes. Make sure you use them, and then you're definitely going to exercise that day. So that's one trick that I use. What about you, Ajoy? You have any tricks?
So I learned from you about this. I mean, not that I need to wear my quote-unquote exercise clothes. However, what I try to do now these days is I don't eat my breakfast. And then that way I tell myself, okay, I've not had my breakfast. My stomach is empty. Perfect time to exercise. Because if I eat my breakfast, then I always have an excuse. Oh, my stomach is not okay. Now another 2 hours I have to wait. And it's my subtle way of just kind of
a gentle nudge.
No, a gentle nudge to myself. But I'm saying if I eat my breakfast, then it's my excuse to not do my exercise.
Yeah.
And
take away that excuse.
Yeah, and that works. The other thing I've noticed is, of course, you can put an alarm. But alarm just kind of you can just turn it off and move on. But if you have another partner, like your spouse, a lot of times what happens is I get motivated when I hear the video going on YouTube, and I tell myself, okay, if she can exercise, I can too. So I jump in, and I've done that so many times, right?
Yeah.
I just jump in the first 2 minutes of your exercising. I'm like, okay, I know I didn't want to do leg exercises, so therefore I will do my exercises for the duration that you are watching this exercise. Sorry, not just watching, but doing the exercise via when you're watching a YouTube video. I just do some other exercises, chest exercises or arm exercises or whatever it is. I do appropriate to whatever I needed to do that day.
Yeah, I think he's talking about basically getting someone to hold yourself accountable, and it doesn't have to be even someone you know. I mean, you can have the benefit of someone in your society, like a group in your society or a group in your neighborhood, a group at your gym or your club. If they say every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. they're going to be out jogging, especially if you've paid for it. I know, especially if I pay for it, I'm not wasting that money. So I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be up there meeting them. But even if it's free, I think if you know that there's a group waiting for you, then you really can't use that excuse anymore because other people are counting on you.
Yeah.
Another thing that works for me, at least, is the reward system. So I say, if I work out 3 days a week, then maybe I'm going to try out that new recipe or go see that movie, or I don't know, some other
Eat pani
reward
puri.
that, eat an extra serving of pani puri that week. That might just be me. Also, this is the planner in me. I love music, and music motivates me for a lot of things. But for exercise, I will sit and make a particular playlist for whatever jog I'm planning to do, and I get excited to listen to that playlist. I won't listen to it until I'm exercising. So,
Speaking of which, what I have done, I don't know if you noticed it, there are some pieces of music, like some songs, like that Chandni Chowk to China song, for
they have a
example.
good beat.
Yeah, and it really motivates me. So what I do is I put it on when I'm just about starting. So it like really gets me going. And then I cleverly have placed it. I know when I'm running approximately after about a kilometer and a half or so, I feel a little tired. So I have cleverly placed the same song again. So I told myself in my mind that when that song is going on, I should not be running slow. So I do that. I just, as soon as the song comes back on, I know that I'm kind of running slow. I start running faster. So that's another way to kind of trick yourself and kind of keep yourself motivated. Um, as far as anything else is concerned, I think you kind of hit it. I don't know. I don't have
Yeah, I
anything.
mean, planning, making time in your day. I think a lot of us struggle with that. We have
Oh,
busy
there's one more thing I
schedule,
wanted. Yeah.
going to work or taking care of our children or our parents or whomever. But if you really sit and plan properly, which I think I struggle with sometimes, you can make time for it. It's important. It's just like taking your medication or just like getting enough sleep. Making
Yeah.
exercise a couple times a week, and we'll talk about how often in just a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
is very beneficial.
So that reminds me, what you can also do if you are really heavily into social media is make an announcement on social media saying, you know, every Wednesday and Tuesday, whatever, Wednesday and Friday, I am doing yoga.
Who wants to
And
join me,
to join you
even virtually?
in like a, not a challenge, but just kind of like, social thing. Oh, did you
Yeah.
do your yoga? Yes, I did. And did you do? Yeah, I did it
Holding
too.
each other
Holding
accountable
each other
again.
accountable. One thing is holding each other accountable. The second is you hold yourself accountable because you've already said something and you kind of promise the world that you're going to do this.
Yeah.
So it kind of like makes you
Can't
feel,
go back on that.
yeah, now you don't want to like say, oh, well, I'm not going to do it. And you'll be like, oh, I already said that. I should really do it because it's, and when these things happen, you can tell yourself, it's really in nobody else's benefit but my own.
Yeah, and if we've given some of our own personal recommendations and what we've found is tried and true. But if anyone out there in our esteemed audience has ideas, please leave comments or shoot us an email
how
and
do you
let us know,
motivate?
how do you motivate yourself?
Yeah,
Because we love to share that with our patients and our audience.
yeah.
So
Perfect.
that's hopefully some helpful tidbits.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about, I think we talked before about eating and drinking, stretching, kind of getting yourself ready. What about recovery?
Recovery, yeah. So there was that P90X guy who used to say, which I liked. He said, oh, he adds a little bit of this, his so-called, fancy protein powder with a little bit of milk. I mean, milk. Sorry, a little bit of water.
Milk. Oh.
A little bit of water. But instead of that, what I would suggest is for recovery. A lot of times, what happens is when you do your exercise, it should happen. You sweat. When you sweat, you lose a lot of salts. So one of the best recovery drinks is fresh lime soda.
So for those of you that don't know what fresh lime soda is, basically it's lemon juice, either soda or water, and a little bit of salt. And for those that prefer it, salt and sugar. So basically it's giving you all those important electrolytes back that you may have sweated off or probably sweated off during exercise.
Yeah, and also there is a cool down period after exercising. Just just walk a little bit or stretch. That those things definitely helps slowly bring your muscles and all back to normal state.
Minimizes the shock.
Yeah, minimizes the shock. but recovery drink is not necessary, but it's refreshing.
Even just straight up water should be
Straight up
good
water.
enough.
Oh, we did not mention what they should have during exercise. So, and we have not talked about the length of exercises, but let's just talk about what they should have during exercises.
I mean, you may not need anything during.
Correct.
Of course, water, especially if you live in a warmer climate, is imperative, I think. If you are a runner or exercising outside, having water bottles, if you're carrying it or if you're wearing it, or if you're like the men and boys in my family, you have a cute little camelback, or what's it called, a platypus, bladder, whatever you want to call it, that you can just drink while you're running or while you're outside, to keep yourself hydrated. But don't feel bad about if you're outside jogging, stopping and asking someone for water. Getting dehydrated can be dangerous for everyone, even if you're perfectly healthy. So please don't forget to hydrate yourself.
And whenever you're having water and you know that you're going to continue exercising, don't take more than 1 or 2 sips, maximum 2 sips, and continue finishing your exercises.
Because remember, your stomach will start. Your stomach will cramp because then your blood flow starts going straight to your stomach and your body gets confused. Are we exercising or are we eating and drinking?
And definitely don't have it too cold, because that's going to increase the chances of you getting a stomach cramp. Right. So we've covered the hydration part. We've covered what to have before, after.
Recovery.
What about some resources? I mean, maybe we should point our audience to some resources like that we use and we've noticed other people use, that can be useful for finding, where can we go,
Well, I think these days people use YouTube for just about everything. I think because of COVID and the pandemic, there's many playlists that are still actively going on with free exercise programs that are super effective. I think we've probably linked them before in our website. If not, we'll make sure we do that. We have some tried and true. I'm sure besides what we recommend, family and friends can recommend it for you. Most societies, most communities have exercise programs or exercise groups. Again, that also, other than the exercise itself, it's a good social activity, which is super important for mental and physical health as well.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add that, I think we've kind of mentioned this, which is, it's also a motivational factor. So, if you find resources that are group resources, like, social, like a social club, or, your building society has a group that meets frequently. Once you get into that, then it's going to be a little difficult for you to kind of say, well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to come in and exercise, kind of gets a little bit of motivation, or like automatic motivation kind of a thing. Besides YouTube and society, what else can they try to tap into? Like, for example, their own spouses, their family, the rest of the family.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I think people's personal experiences, your doctor, of course, there's personal trainers and coaches that can help you, and of course, they're excellent resources. I mean, I think
we covered the resources that we, at least we, tap into. And like Dr. Jenny was saying, if you can think of something else that we've not mentioned right now, it would be great if you can just mention that in the comment section of this podcast. And we, in the next podcast, we can share it with the rest of the with the other audiences. Last, I mean, I don't know if besides the last thing that I want to talk about is how often should they be exercising and what should be the duration. I mean, I think we never covered that.
If you look at the true medical definition, we
let's go with
say 3 to 4 times a week, 30 to 45 minute sessions each, and that means you're actively exercising for that time period. So it's not like doing a extended HIIT exercise where you do something and then you go off and get a sandwich and come back and that counts as 30 minutes. No, we need continuous, consistent work for that time period.
What if I just say I cannot do 35 minutes? Then what happens?
Well, then too bad. No, I'm kidding. You build yourself up to that. I think most of us can't. If you're just starting an exercise program, that is a lot to ask, and neither of us, kind of like the whole couch to 5K mindset, you can't get to your goal right away. So you start out with 5 minutes. You start out with 2 minutes. I don't care. You start out with something, and you gradually build it up. You set a goal for the week. Okay, this week I'm going to work out 5 minutes a day every day, or this week I'm going to work out 10 minutes a day every other day. Set a goal, write it down. We use our refrigerator to write down goals. That way the whole family can see it, and even our kids, well, remind us. Wait a minute, isn't today Tuesday? Weren't you supposed to exercise today?
Yeah.
You can set an alarm on your watch, on your phone. You can tell Alexa to say, hey, did you exercise today? There's so many different technologies that can annoy us, and hopefully at least one of them will work. But so that's for, I mean, that's, like I said, that's kind of the medical definition of what everyone should try to strive for. But it's really just about getting yourself moving in whatever way possible.
Yeah, honestly, I feel that if you made your mind up that you are going to do it, don't worry about the duration right now. Just do, and I've said this many videos, which is just do 5 minutes, because 5 minutes will finish in a blink of the eye, right? Even if you don't get tired, even if you don't get sore, it's perfectly okay. The idea is for you to get not just the body, but you yourself to get into a routine saying, okay, today's Tuesday, I'm going to do 5 minutes. Today is Saturday, I'm going to do 5 minutes, and so on. Like, once you do that, don't keep doing it for a year and a half or 5 minutes. Okay, so what I'm saying is always increment so that you have progress till you get to that magical 30 to 35 minute mark. So today you're doing 5 minutes, next week you're doing 5 minutes. Please, for the third week, don't do 5 minutes again, increase it to 10-15 minutes, right?
Yeah, and I think just like any other healthy habit, you will almost get addicted to it. So you'll crave the high that you get during and after exercise. So it won't be as difficult, hopefully, once you get used to it, to motivate yourself to exercise that day. So just like eating, we hope, craving healthy food, craving meditation, craving social interaction, and so on, and you'll also crave exercise. And kind of moving on from that, maybe we should mention briefly, because we could do a whole video or a whole podcast on this alone, is what are the benefits of exercise. So I guess we've both kind of touched on it.
Do a 30-second thing and stop it. Really.
So moving from the top down, right?
Yep.
So mental health, when I'm having a bad day or in a bad mood, ask Ajoy what I do.
Literally run away from the problem.
I literally run away. I take my headphones, I put on a nice upbeat playlist, particularly called Jen's Workout Mix. You can find it on Spotify. And
yeah, you actually can, because it's public.
Actually, it's public. So anyway, I go out, even if I don't run, I go out for a really brisk walk, and I come back and I feel 100 times better. So mental health, for me in particular, I think is the most important reason I exercise. That helps me so much.
Yeah. And I've done a series on my own blood pressure. That, I mean, I don't have high blood pressure. I didn't have it before also. But I noticed that there was a trend towards having faster pulse. And that gave me an idea that, oh, maybe my blood pressure might increase in the next few months or years if I don't do anything about it. Therefore, immediately I started doing exercise and, dropped my pulse back down. And so that's another benefit. You can drop your blood pressure and increase your cardiovascular ability, so that you're less prone to heart attacks and stroke, etc.
That's the heart and lungs. So we've gone from the brain and
the heart and lungs.
Psyche to the heart and lungs. So now we move down to the gut. Believe it or not, exercise is excellent for GI issues, for constipation and diarrhea. It's good for both. It's good for your digestion. It's good for absorbing, if you have more oxygen getting to your intestines, then it's going to absorb nutrients better. And that in turn makes your skin healthier, amongst other things. So we're talking about the whole picture: skin, weight loss, of course. I think everyone knows that.
Joint.
Yeah, and then kind of overall also joint health. Your joints are more lubricated if they're used more often. And when you lose weight, your joints have less stress on them. Yeah, I think
we covered.
Those are the main
really
things. Again, we could
we'll
ramble on and on. So we'll cut ourselves off, right?
Yeah. We'll stop. That's it. So I think let's stop here, and we can talk about a couple other things later on about benefits of exercising. But I hope that that has given you a good idea about ways to exercise at your own ability level. We try to kind of drop it, break it into, least able to do exercise to, mid level to higher level exercise. And if you have any questions or concerns or anything that you want to add to this, please drop us a line. Under every podcast, there is a little comment section on our website. You can just go to it and type in your responses, and we promise to take a look at them immediately and hopefully get to them, either respond to you directly, which if that's what you prefer, or mention it in the next upcoming podcast.
So we hope we've motivated you, see what I did there, to get out there and get yourself moving, whether it's a structured exercise program or just simply getting up and going.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Happy day.
Bye-bye.
We really hope you enjoyed our conversation. Can you think about one thing or an idea that you can start to introduce into your own life that will help make your life healthier and less stressful?
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you can take a few seconds to share the podcast with your friends and family. Thank you so much for listening.
And always remember, your health is literally in your own hands. Making lifestyle changes is not an easy task, but we promise you will be aptly rewarded with a long, healthy, and disease-free life.